Hey, I've been living in my car for 5 years. Just wanted to make a video uh, to talk about that. Actually, this is July, so it's almost 6 years now, and I definitely never intended at any point to be living in my car for 6 years. I didn't think it was possible. For one thing, if anything had happened to my car, there's no place to work on it. I had moved several thousand miles away from where I grew up and lived, and all my friends were in Chicago. And I just never in a million years thought I would be here now talking to you 6 years after starting to live in my car. I moved to California at the end of 2019. Of course, coronavirus lockdown happened in 2020, first couple of months of 2020, and I had just moved out to California with no job and no plans. I had a small retirement account that lasted maybe 6 months. A lot of it went into the stuff I needed for the move, like a new computer and $3,000 to move with my stuff and towing my car, and just all that kind of stuff. And then my storage was, I had a huge storage unit, and I'm just paying a lot on that. Long story short was, when the coronavirus hit, it just wiped out all my plans. I had backup plans and plans on top of plans, and I was supposed to be doing rideshare to help fill in with the money, the small amount of money that I brought with, but that didn't happen because of the coronavirus lockdown. So here I am 6 years later. Just some of the wildest adventures. I can't even begin to describe some of the things that happened to me during those 6 years. But I'm here to tell you that living in your car is, it's being glamorized now, and it's like it never was before. And when I did it, it was out of desperation, just to go start over after coming out transgender and everything, getting an immediate divorce, and I just needed to get away from where I grew up and all of the associations with who I used to be. So I decided to move to California and start over out here, not the least of which was in my long list of reasons was that the laws were much better for changing your name and everything to do with transgender people. So I moved out here, and then the coronavirus hit and everything locked down and all my income went away. So it was a hard 5 years. It wasn't just like 5 years of normalcy. It was really hard, hardcore, no health insurance, thinking I was going to die, starving for like a week at a time, not showering for 5 months. It was in the middle of the night, people knocking on your windows. In some towns, they outlaw sleeping in your car. And one notable time I was in a bathroom. I think it was in Santa Clarita. And I was in a library and I needed to use the bathroom. I'd been sitting there reading, and I tend to hyperfocus because I have ADHD, and disregard my bodily functions. And all of a sudden I realized I had to go to the bathroom super bad, like right now. And so I just like found myself getting up from the table before I even stopped reading. And I was like, whoa, oh shit. So I just like basically kind of walked very quickly to the bathroom to find that I couldn't get in. The bathroom inside the library was locked by an electronic device that you had to have an electronic pass card to get into the bathroom. And you had to be a resident to get a pass card, I found out later. So you had to have an address, a residential address, which I didn't have because I lived in my car. So I literally had to run out to my car and jump in, and I have ways to go to the bathroom in my car. I went to the bathroom, but that was just one of the first things that happened when I came out here, and I realized that, this is not good. When you are living in your car or you're homeless, you're below second-class citizen. You are like untouchable. So people look at you completely differently. They're a little bit afraid too, because they're afraid of that kind of thing. They've worked their lives in fear, so that kind of thing wouldn't happen to them. So, and here you are, as a symbol of that. And then everyone thinks that you're going to do crime and bring down property values and everything, because there are a lot of people that are homeless that are also on drugs. And I think those tend to go together because of people being unsatisfied with their lives. I mean, for me, that's what threw me into being someone that lives in my car, is desperation to be myself or change my life. And if you don't have the resources to do that, you're going to end up doing something to numb the pain because you're stuck. And so I think that's one of the reasons a lot of people get on drugs. But the other one is they get on drugs before they get homeless because they're dissatisfied with their lives. So before you do the drugs, my advice would be do the desperate thing that's good for you and just get in your car and move somewhere, leave everything behind and start over. Don't do the drugs. And I never had that problem. I never did alcohol or drugs, never got hooked on any of that stuff, except caffeine. I'm definitely hooked on caffeine, but that's not something that's going to ruin your life or anything. And I also found out that I did a test when I ran the Boston Marathon in 2018, before all this homeless stuff happened, that I have a gene, that an extra enzyme to break down caffeine in my body. And that enzyme breaks it down in about 2 hours instead of 4 hours. So, Starbucks costs twice as much for me. I don't ever go there, but if I did, it would. I just in my car, I can't make coffee really, so I just do tea. I make tea and then sometimes caffeine pills to help wake up and stuff. But yeah, it's been a very long, hard road of people knocking on the window to wake me up in the middle of the night. Police, the second I pull over, one time I pull over and I put a piece of cardboard on my window, and this is something I wanted to say, is that never do that. That is like a neon sign for someone to call the police on you, for the police to harass you or anything like that, because then it looks like a depraved homeless person in their car. Never put cardboard in your window. Put something that looks planned. I have these little curtains like this. I don't know if you can see it. It's starting to get dark out, but I have a little curtain that's magnetic. I can go like this and show you. See, and then the little magnets in it attach the metal around the window, so they're super easy to put in and out, and those are good. And then in the back windows, I have these are screens that go over the door or windows so that you can roll the window down and not have any bugs. So that's really good. But I am laying down right now in the seat in the position I would be if I was going to sleep. So this is how I've done it for 6 years. And I just wanted to make a video because it's coming up on the anniversary in about 2 or 3 days of officially being in my car, the start and nonstop with no break, 6 years of living in my car. And I didn't just live in my car, but I did things that are so far and above and beyond anything I could have or would have done had I not lived in my car, that I would never, ever change it. I feel like I got the chance to do it, but I just want to make sure people knew it's hardcore. It's not glamorous. It's not having the clothes you need, having to drive everywhere to get anything that you need. It's constantly being woke up in the middle of the night. It's not being able to shower or go to the bathroom. It is hardcore. People staring at you, people walking their dogs, just not wanting to look at you because they don't want to engage the crazy person living in their car, all that kind of stuff. It's all that. Then on top of it, there are people that are on drugs, and they will try to approach you because they see you and they know you're homeless, and they just feel like you're probably on drugs and you might be a resource for them or something. So you have to be careful of that stuff. It is, I've had people come up to my window in the middle of the night and literally cup their hands on the window while I'm sitting there on my phone like I am right now, looking in the window to break in. So yeah, it's just nonstop crazy things, and I've figured out so much stuff. It's a completely different mindset, completely different. If you go into it thinking that you're gonna have a cooler and you're gonna be cooking, all that kind of stuff, you won't last. There's no way. You can't do that. It's not only just impractical, it's just nearly impossible. It makes your life a living hell if you try to live like you did in your house. You can't. So this is what the issue I have with vans and van life too, is like, if you're going on vacation, that's one thing, or something like that, or you just want to travel around the country and have fun and you have money. But otherwise, I wouldn't even suggest that, because it's going to take a lot of your time. And if you really are serious about changing your life and doing things differently, then that's the reason you're getting in your car and living there. So don't bring all that baggage with you. Put anything that you don't immediately need that you want to keep in storage, and live in your car like total Spartan stoic stuff. I mean, you just literally will thank me in the end, because your life will be so much easier if you don't carry all that stuff with you. So most people, they look at my car, unless I have my stuff up on the windows, they literally, you can't tell looking in the car that I live in my car, and I don't keep stuff in my car. So I keep like 2 changes of clothes, soap, and a bag with a towel and all my shower stuff in it. And that's basically it. Books. I have some vitamins, things like that. But I don't have my car stacked with stuff. And I think that is definitely the wrong way to do it, for stealth reasons, and also because people could break in. You can't leave your vehicle if you got all your junk in there. There's just a whole bunch of reasons why it's way easier to just be in your car. And I just have a sleeping bag in the trunk, and I pull the sleeping bag out and sleep in that, just put the seat back and sleep in that. So that's it. I just wanted to make a video about the anniversary coming up here in July in just a couple days. So thanks.